AFC South matchup, the Tennessee Titans needed a win to get into the playoffs, and they get the job done, beating the Jaguars 15-10. Tennessee earns a spot in the playoffs for the first time since 2008. Marcus Mariota, not the greatest game passing the football, just 134 yards through the air and 1 touchdown, but Mariota did run for 60 yards. So the Titans would travel to Kansas City to play the Chiefs in the wild card round. There were some reports that Mike Mularkey, the coach, would be fired if they did not win this game and miss the playoffs. Tyler, do you think Mularkey saved his job, or do you think there is still more work to be done? Do they need to win their wild card matchup for him to be safe?
For me, I would only bring back Mike Mularkey if he wins that wild card matchup. I think Tennessee, even though they have made the playoffs, and even though they had a winning record this year, I think they were not even playing anywhere close to their full potential. This is a team in the offseason that we thought was going to be head and shoulders the class of the AFC South. But then that defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars came out of nowhere and was the best unit in all of the NFL, especially against the pass. And they won that division, I think, in dominating fashion with that defense. Even though the Titans beat the Jaguars both times they played them this season, I think the Jaguars are the much better team of the two. Though the ceiling, the potential for the Titans is to be as good as the Jacksonville Jaguars. Marcus Mariota regressed this year, and I blame the coaching staff for that.
Wow.
They gave too much opportunity and too many looks to DeMarco Murray. Derrick Henry, when he's the feature back, what does he do?
Play pretty well.
66-yard screen he takes to the house. That guy should have had more touches all season long, and this offense should have been better designed to fit what Marcus Mariota does well. RPOs, run-pass options, get him out on the perimeter. Let him use his legs. I know he's gotten hurt before, but if you have a quarterback that has this type of weapon, you have to trust that he will take care of himself, not take hits, get out of bounds when he picks up extra yardage, take the feet first slide. It's incumbent upon him to do that, but you can't just sit there and waste Mariota's gift. He's one of the top 3 or 4 running quarterbacks that we have in all of the NFL.
We saw him late in the game, right?
Absolutely.
With an amazing stiff arm run and slide.
And to me, that was not utilized enough, and that on Mike Mularkey and on this coaching staff. So Mike Mularkey, to me, I would not bring him back unless he makes a run in this postseason, but I think in reality for the Titans, it's probably enough to save his job, though I'm not the biggest fan because I don't think he did a good job maximizing the full potential of this Tennessee team this year.
On the flip side, the Jaguars did win the AFC South. They will take on the Bills in the playoffs next week. Are you confident that they can win a playoff game? What are your thoughts on Blake Bortles, a guy who threw 2 picks in the loss to the Titans?
Well, I think Blake Bortles is, not quite the quarterback we saw at the beginning of December where he had a 7-0 TD to interception ratio. I do think the Jaguars will beat the Buffalo Bills. When you take a look at how these teams match up, how are the Bills going to score on the Jaguars? Tyrod Taylor, his strength is not throwing the football. And even the best quarterbacks in the NFL can't throw against this Jacksonville defense. You say run against them. Well, LaShawn McCoy left this game in Week 17 against the Miami Dolphins with an injury. He was carted off. Don't know the severity of it, but it's hard to imagine that Shady is going to be, a productive back, even if he's able to suit up for this wild card matchup. So despite the way that they kind of stumbled down the stretch, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I still think they beat the Buffalo Bills in the first round of the playoffs and advance to the second round. Then it depends on the matchup and depends on if Blake Bortles can find some magic for 4 quarters again in that second round matchup.
We'll see how it all shakes out. Jacksonville taking on Buffalo, Tennessee taking on Kansas City when the playoffs roll around.